Good evening. I won a prize today. Well, I won a prize 3 weeks ago, but I got a prize in the post, which was very nice. The way I got this prize was there's a Sunday tea time allotment podcast which I watch 6 o'clock every Sunday by the Veg Growers Podcast, a bloke called Richard. Really nice thing to watch on a Sunday evening as you're cooking your dinner. You know, I enjoy that. He did a competition week before Christmas. So I'm getting on for a month ago. You know, he did this competition a week before Christmas. And the only thing you had to do to win this competition was either phone in to his podcast or do a, like a video link sort of thing. Now, they were talking about how to store certain vegetables long term over the winter. And I had a tip. I had a very handy tip, one which has served me really, really well for, I think, probably the last 3 years now. I've been doing this and it worked great. So I thought, well, rather than just go in the comments and give the tip, I thought I'll phone in. So I phoned in and gave him the tip. My name went in the hat and I won the raffle. I won the prize. Do you want the prize or do you want the tip first? I'll show you the tip. Sorry, I'll show you the prize. It's getting late again. Getting late. I'll show you the prize. Right. I know roughly what's in this box. It's heavy as hell. It must have cost him a fair bit to post it. So thank you, Richard. I really appreciate this. It's all going to go to good use. It's really handy stuff that I do need and I do use. Now, I must admit, when you send a package to a knife collector, I get packages all the time, obviously. Everybody does. When you get a package which is a prize, you can be a bit over enthusiastic about opening the thing. Now, when this arrived, okay, I had my Victorinox in my pocket, but I'd also just been using my Koodman bushcraft knife. It was to hand, so I used it to open the box. Sadly, as a consequence, no permanent damage, it's all good. Sadly, as a consequence, I slashed what I think is my favourite item in this box in half. It's all good, it's just the bag. This stuff. Oh, it's all back. Yeah, there you go. It's backwards. Okay. It's root grow mycorrhizal fungi. Now I use this stuff anyway. I absolutely swear by this stuff. Some people use it generally with their annuals and just their everyday growing. What I tend to use it for is anything that's permanent. What this stuff does, it is absolutely amazing. This is a living product. This is a living product. This is a dormant mycorrhizal fungus, which comes in, I've taped it all up there, I'll split it in half. Let me show you. There you go. Looks like cat litter, pretty much. But it's a dormant mycorrhizal fungi. Now, I'm not going to go too much into mycorrhizal fungi. It'll be very boring for most people who watch my channel. But needless to say, this stuff, I absolutely swear by it. It's right to the non-gardeners out there. You know when you're clearing up your beds and you've got leaves everywhere, even on the lawn, you'll start picking up leaves and old rubbish and pulling it all back. You'll find these little white threads running through it all. Now that is mycorrhizal fungi, and that's what you're seeing just under the surface. When you scratch beyond the surface, what you've actually got going on there, this stuff, this mycorrhizal fungi, attaches to all of the roots on all of the plants in the vicinity. I don't know exactly what the radius, what the extent is with this stuff. I suspect it joins another plant and regrows and joins another plant, and I suspect it's limitless. Don't don't forget that the largest organism on Earth is a mycorrhizal network under a forest in North America. We're not talking blue whale size, we're talking half a flipping continent size. And it is one organism. Now this stuff, it picks up nutrients, it's a very symbiotic setup. It picks up nutrients from the ground, it picks up nutrients from the surface, the rotting level, which the plant's roots don't normally really benefit from, and for a good few years until it's worked its way down into the soil. It works up this symbiotic relationship between all of the different plants, and this is the interesting thing, they're still researching this. It's one of those great mysteries of nature which we know exists, we know it's going on, but we can't explain it. We're still trying to figure out how this works, and it's kind of like nature's neural network. It's a little bit like an internet between plants, because once these mycorrhizal networks are in place and they're joining the roots of that tree to the roots of that tree to the roots of that bush, they start communicating. And when predators are in the area, if infestations are coming in, they start to warn their neighbours via this nature's net. It's amazing. It's amazing. So you can see why I really want this stuff on my allotment. I use a lot of it anyway. I do buy it, and I'm very pleased to see it in the package. It is a bit sensitive because it's a dormant living product. It's going to be a bit sensitive now that the packaging's damaged. So I'm going to transfer this into another Ziploc bag. This is a Ziploc bag anyway. It's just that unfortunately I slashed it in half like a fool. I'm going to put that in an airtight bag. This stuff is I really appreciate that. It's great stuff. I can kind of remember what else is in here. It's 3 weeks ago now. That's a long time. Basket starter. 5 active components for better baskets. Well, and it's also got mycorrhizal fungi in it. This Empathy brand, yeah, I like them. I know their stuff. I'm not going to open it because it's got mycorrhizal fungi in it. I want to keep it sealed, but I can feel actually what's in here. It's not cat litter. It's lumps. Oh, pellets, cakes. They feel like pellets, cakes, pucks. How many more words can I put it? Pellets, cakes, pucks. Yeah, they feel like that. I only grow trailing dwarf tomatoes, cherry tomatoes in baskets. So I can see myself giving half of these to my mum. My mum does grow floral hanging baskets in her garden. I'll use a few. I'll give my mum the rest. What else we got? Tomato starter. 5 active components for better tomatoes. Well, again, it's puck form. It's these little compressed discs of something. Water retaining crystals, 4 months nutrients, beneficial bacteria, mycorrhizal fungi. They're all the right words, Richard. Thank you. Well done. Well done. Yeah, brilliant. Not giving that to anyone. I'm having that. Okay, after plant. Evergreen bioactive fertilizer with root grow mycorrhiza. They've all got mycorrhizal fungi in them. I think I'm seeing a bit of a theme with Empathy products. You cannot do better than put mycorrhizal fungi into your soil. Seriously, it's I've always been a fan of feed the soil, not your plants. If you look after the soil, you don't have to go chucking loads of chemical crap all over your plants every bloody year. Look after your soil, keep it healthy, and certainly put mycorrhizal fungi in it. You're laughing. After plant, what is this then? Bioactive fertilizer with mycorrhizal fungi and beneficial bacteria. Okay, it's just a general purpose fertiliser. Let's see what the NPK is on this. Very important, the NPK. What have we got? Oh, here we go. We've got two different readings. What's that all about? Okay, it's balanced mostly towards nitrogen, I think, from what I'm looking at here. We've got an NPK ratio of 8 to 2.5 to 7.4. I'll tell you what, I've forgotten my NPK ratios. It's not very balanced. I'm going to have to look and see. It's not an all-purpose, all-round one. It's not balanced at all. I'm going to have to see what it is that it's actually aimed at. It's targeted at plant food tailored evergreen plants. So if it's evergreen plants, it's probably got a fair bit of root goodness in there as well. I'm going to have to look into that one. Je ne sais quoi, pourquoi. Oh, rose food. I'm going to use that here at home. I don't have roses on the allotment. The allotment's mostly, well, the only flowers on the allotment, the only things that aren't edible on the allotment are there for the wildlife. That doesn't include roses. But I do have roses here in the garden, which have been neglected for a long time before I moved in. So I'm going to get to work on them. That will be very handy in the process. It just goes on. There's so much stuff in this box. Nice one. This is a really good price. Just for a handy tip. I'll give you the tip. I will give you the tip. Lawn feed. Great. Yeah. I've got grass on all the pathways at the allotment. But it's only there because it's better than mud. Here in the garden at home, and it's quite a nice large garden, to be honest. It's a good size. There's a reasonable lawn, and I've been taking care of it since I got here, so this can further that process. Basket and patio feed and biostimulant. Basket and patio. That's one I might give to my mum. Oh, what's happened there? There you go. Hello. Back again. Right. Basket and patio. Don't think I'm going to need that. My mum will benefit from that one. Oh, tomato feed and biostimulant. We've got that biostimulant word again. What is biostimulant? Let's have a look. What is biostimulant? High potash liquid concentrate containing seaweed extract. Oh, seaweed's always good. Seaweed extract. Plant-derived amino acids and other nutrients specifically formulated to benefit tomatoes and greenhouse plants. Regular use will promote strong, healthy growth. Organic-based biostimulants will encourage strong root and shoot growth. Strong root and shoot growth. Stimulates soil microbes. Oh, stimulates soil microbes. That are essential. Okay. I don't know the science. Sounds about right to me. Oh, there's another one I managed to slash open with a knife. It's some birdseed, and now it's all over the floor of my shed. It cannot stay there because I don't want rats or mice. Okay, yeah, nice big bag of birdseed. Thank you for that. I apologise for my over-enthusiasm in opening the package. Oh, right. Oh, there's quite a lot of that birdseed in the box. That's good. Right. This is what was putting the weight on it. Great big tub of lawn feed and improver. Now, I'm guessing this has probably got mycorrhizal fungi in it. Yes, it has. Fast green up, thicker lawn, bioactive, moss control. Moss control, how does it do that? Surely it's not got... Doesn't seem like the sort of product that would have nasty... however it does it, there's a lot of reading there. However it does it, I'm pretty sure they're doing it in a nice, friendly way, you know. That was a brilliant prize, absolutely brilliant prize. Thank you so much, Richard. Brilliant, brilliant. And all I had to do was call in and give you a tip. So here's a tip for anybody who wasn't watching Richard's podcast. The subject of storing vegetables over winter came up. Now, this is a really good tip for anybody who's got an allotment. It's also a good tip for preppers. It's also a good tip for general frugalists, off-gridders, those sort of people. It's well known that you can store. I've got a variation on a well-known method. It's well known that you can store potatoes, carrots, swede, beetroot, parsnips, all sorts of root and winter vegetables. They're very easy to store out in a frost-free shed, in either bags or crates of compost, or damp sand is another very common one. It's basically just a modern variation on the traditional clamp. In medieval times and beyond, people were using clamps for long-term storage of winter vegetables, without any electrical input. Now, the variation that I found out about, and I've been using for about the last 3 years, is instead of using compost or damp sand, use pine shavings. Compost and damp sand works really well. Clearly it does. It's been used for millennia. But you do always get the odd few that start to rot at one end, or they'll go a little bit soft, a little bit mushy. It's not 100%. I would say, in my experience of using compost and damp sand, you probably get about 85%, 90% if you're lucky, of usable produce 6 months later. If you use pine shavings, the pine oils and resins that are present in those shavings are antibacterial and they're antifungal. So by storing your produce in those, it inhibits any nasty microbial growth that you don't want. And it's more like 100% success rate with vegetables that you store. When you're using that method, pretty much anything that you put in there that goes off, it's probably because you didn't check it properly before you put it in. If you put clean, healthy produce into pine shavings, they do store really, really, really well. And pine shavings are dirt cheap. I use them for the chickens anyway. I could buy great big bales of it. You get a huge compressed bale for about 7 or 8 quid. And it goes a long way. It goes a long way. I use the old Tesco crates full of potatoes, carrots, whatever, with pine shavings. Works lovely. Works really well. It's not something I've heard much, but I came across it and it's good. There's your tip. There's my prize. -1 at the moment. See you later.